Let's face it, the extravagant lifestyles of the wealthy intrigues us. Numerous magazines and social media sites like Instagram and Pinterest have generated millions by appealing to our sense of voyeurism and providing us with a window into the lifestyles of the world's super rich. How do you suppose the uber rich people in Dubai spend their money? Given that it is one of the world's most renowned capitals of luxury. Despite the wild tales you may have heard about the lavish preferences of super rich celebrities, nothing compares to the decadent splendor of Dubai's elite. In today's video, I will show you a list of the incredible ways wealthy individuals in Dubai spend their money. From custom-made garments to cars constructed entirely made of gold. Yes, you heard me right, cars of gold. And with that, shall we? A touch of Midas. A Dubai elite is probably not going to be all that interested in something if it isn't covered in gold, unless of course it is covered with diamonds. Rich people in Dubai are reputed to be completely fixated on the brilliant yellow metal, giving ancient King Midas a hard run for his money. Every now and then, you'll see the rich kids of Dubai parodying a new blingy accessory that benefits the Emirates' fascination with gold. Whether it is a custom-made 24-karat gold iPhone, or a Mercedes entirely plated in white gold. Travel to Dubai to witness a $2.4 billion custom-built Bugatti or a gold-decked SUV, as these are owned by Arab billionaires who have resided in the city of gold. If seeing gold-plated SUVs doesn't amaze you, seeing a toilet made entirely of solid gold will undoubtedly do the trick. Absurdly priced accessories. Just look at the collection of images published by the Instagram account Rich Kids of Dubai to get a glimpse of how much the wealthy in Dubai spend on their gold and diamond-encrusted jewelry. Among magnificent jewelry displayed on the social media accounts of Dubai's wealthy elite is a 50-carat diamond Bulgari Serpenti bracelet worth a cool $75,000 and Harry Winston's renowned emerald clustered diamond watch at $1 million. I know you are thinking of how you would use that money to live your best life, but for these elites, it all goes to an accessory. The elegant hotels. Rich people's portfolios have traditionally been linked to pricey hotels, and the Dubai elites are no exception. Another habit of the wealthy in Dubai is using the extravagant amenities offered by some of the city's most expensive and opulent hotels. For instance, a single night in one of the two underwater rooms at the Atlantis Da Palm would set you back over $8,000, and a stay at the fabled Burj Al Arab might run you a whopping $24,000, almost as much as some of us pay rent in each year. The sleek rides. Have you ever witnessed a luxury car jam? This is simply another typical Thursday night in Dubai. In Dubai, especially among the super rich, luxury sport cars are a common sight. While some of us might only imagine driving our favorite supercars, Dubai's rich are known to go into the grocery store in their Bugattis and Lamborghinis. The Dubai royal family is widely renowned for its passion for high-end supercars. The first owner of a specially constructed Mercedes-Benz G55 AMG was His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, ruler of Dubai and one of the wealthiest individuals in the world with a net worth of $13.9 billion. The fashion obsession. The wealthy in Dubai are well known for being avid fashionistas. The Dubai Mall alone is proof of the city's unwavering devotion to fashion. The super rich in Dubai are rumored to be the first to wear the newest collections from brands like Valentino, Gucci, Prada, Chanel, Burberry, and others. The unique gold-plated dining. It is clear that Dubai's elite have a unique soft spot for gold in addition to their love of the flamboyance. Dubai is renowned for its distinctive gold-flavored delights, so their passion for gold doesn't just revolve around jewelry and accessories. There is a lot of gold-infused food available for Dubai's elite to indulge in, including the $1,200 cupcake at the renowned Bloomsbury Cupcake Shop, the Golden Phoenix, which includes edible 23-karat gold sheets as well as strawberries that have been dipped in gold and are served on a cake stand made of gold. License plate numbers worth millions of dollars. Yes, you read that correctly. Millions, not hundreds. Due to their luxurious lifestyle, Dubai's elite class has developed several strange spending habits that, while ridiculous to most others, are very typical to them. If you tell someone in Dubai that their license plate actually costs more than the typical Lamborghini Aventador, They won't even blink an eye. Customized license plates are one of the top purchases made by Dubai's elite since they are seen as a city's defining status symbol by wealthy and foreign residents. For this reason, multi-billionaire businessman Arif Ahmad Al-Zaruni shelled out an astounding AED 18 million to purchase the Sharjah #1 plate. World-class entertainment. Don't worry if you miss the opportunity to meet your favorite star. You may arrange a private encounter with them. While a majority of us can only hope to be fortunate enough to take a selfie with our favorite celebrities, for Dubai's obscenely wealthy elite, reserving a private meeting with their favorite celebrities is all it takes. Celebrities like Chris Brown, Wiz Khalifa, French Montana, Paris Hilton, and others will perform at your party and even DJ for you. But you'll have to pay them between 1.1 and 1.8 million AED, which is nothing for billionaires. Saif Ahmed Belhassa, the famed Dubai construction magnate's 14-year-old son, has posted pictures on social media with celebrities like Jackie Chan, Akon, Messi, and Nicki Minaj. Elegant houses. In addition to their extravagant preferences, Dubai's super rich also spend a lot of money on their residents. The billionaires and millionaires in the city elevate luxurious lodgings to a whole new level with custom luxury fixtures and decor created by well-known artisans from around the globe. In areas like Emirates Hills and Palm Jumeirah, which are famed for their ultra-luxurious homes, investors will gladly spend well over 50 million AED for beautiful villas equipped with groomed gardens, in-house elevators, private pools, private beach space, and access to golf clubs. And with that, that's it for today's video. I hope you now have an inside scope of how the elite in Dubai spend their money. What shocked you about their spending? Let us engage in the comment section down below. Please subscribe, like, and share. Until the next time, adios.
You don't need $80 million to fly like a billionaire. These 7 private jets cost under $40 million. And they offer the speed, range, and luxury you'd expect from the best in the sky. From cutting-edge cabins to coast-to-coast performance, these jets prove that elite aviation doesn't have to break the bank. Number 7. Bombardier Global 6000. Starting our list at $39.5 million, the Bombardier Global 6000 proves that being the entry-level option in luxury aviation doesn't mean compromising on excellence. This Canadian-built beast stretches 99.7 feet from nose to tail and can haul up to 19 passengers across 4,200 miles without breaking a sweat. What really sets the Global 6000 apart is its flying penthouse cabin with 6 feet 2 inches of headroom and 43 feet of pure luxury space. We're talking about a real bedroom with an actual bed. Not some fold-out contraption, plus conference areas that put most boardrooms to shame. Performance-wise, this bird cruises at 515 miles per hour and can climb to 51,000 feet, high enough to fly over most commercial traffic and weather systems. The Pratt & Whitney turbofans pump out 15,200 pounds of thrust each, meaning this thing climbs like a rocket. Number 6. Gulfstream G280. At $25 million, the Gulfstream G280 represents American engineering at its finest. This mid-size jet punches way above its weight class, offering intercontinental range in a package that's smaller and more efficient than its bigger brothers. The G280's party trick is its incredible range-to-size ratio. This aircraft can fly 3,600 miles non-stop. That's New York to London, Los Angeles to Hawaii, or Miami to São Paulo direct. Maximum cruise speed hits 528 miles per hour, powered by Honeywell turbofans producing 7,624 pounds of thrust each. The cockpit features Gulfstream's plain-view flight deck with synthetic vision technology that can literally see through clouds and bad weather. Plus, it can reach 45,000 feet and land at smaller airports that bigger jets simply can't access. Number 5. Embraer Legacy 650. Brazil's Embraer brings us the Legacy 650 at $30 million, built on the proven commercial airliner platform for airline-level reliability with private jet luxury. This thing is wider than most jets in its class at 8 feet 2 inches, giving passengers genuine room to move around and socialize. The Legacy 650's killer feature is its range, 3,900 miles with 4 passengers. That means New York to Rome, Los Angeles to London, or Sao Paulo to Miami, all non-stop. Maximum cruise speed reaches 528 miles per hour, powered by twin Rolls-Royce engines generating 9,200 pounds of thrust each. The aircraft climbs to 41,000 feet and features exceptional fuel efficiency, keeping operating costs reasonable for an aircraft with this kind of transcontinental capability. Stick around until the end to see which private jet on our list can literally outrun some military fighter jets, plus the surprising aircraft that celebrities keep choosing over much more expensive options. Number 4. Cessna Citation Longitude. Cessna's Citation Longitude comes in at $26.4 million and represents the American manufacturer's entry into the super midsize market. This aircraft combines Cessna's legendary reliability with modern performance that rivals jets costing significantly more. The Longitude can fly 3,500 miles non-stop, enabling coast-to-coast flights in the United States with reserves, or international routes like Miami to London. Maximum cruise speed reaches 476 miles per hour, powered by Honeywell turbofans producing 7,665 pounds of thrust each. What sets the Longitude apart is its operational flexibility. This aircraft can access over 5,000 airports worldwide, thanks to excellent short-field performance, meaning you can fly into smaller airports closer to your final destination. The flight deck features Garmin avionics with synthetic vision and automatic emergency descent that can literally save your life. Number 3. Bombardier Challenger 350. At $26 million, the Bombardier Challenger 350 delivers remarkable value in the super midsize category. This aircraft represents decades of private aviation experience packed into a thoroughly modern platform with a cabin that's 7 feet 7 inches wide, roomier than most competitors. The Challenger's impressive range of 3,200 miles opens up serious routing possibilities: New York to London, Los Angeles to Hawaii, or Toronto to Rio de Janeiro, all direct. Maximum cruise speed reaches 529 miles per hour through Honeywell turbofans producing 7,300 pounds of thrust each. Bombardier's attention to passenger experience shows in the cabin's incredibly low noise levels and advanced weather radar that detects turbulence ahead, allowing pilots to find smoother air for passenger comfort. The aircraft climbs to 45,000 feet with 130 cubic feet of baggage space. Number 2. Embraer Praetor 500. The Embraer Praetor 500 commands $21 million and delivers extraordinary capability for its price point. This Brazilian-built aircraft combines innovative technology with practical luxury, creating an ownership experience that rivals much more expensive jets. The Praetor 500's standout feature is its remarkable range of 3,340 miles. Miami to Los Angeles, New York to London, or Sao Paulo to New York, all non-stop. Maximum cruise speed reaches 466 miles per hour, while climbing to 45,000 feet. What makes this jet special is its active turbulence reduction system that automatically adjusts control surfaces to minimize rough air effects, keeping passengers comfortable even in challenging conditions. Plus, the full fly-by-wire technology makes it incredibly smooth to fly, and the cockpit features infrared cameras that can literally see through clouds and darkness. Number 1. HondaJet Elite S. Topping our list at $5.4 million, the HondaJet Elite S proves that exceptional private aviation doesn't require an 8-figure investment. This revolutionary aircraft from Honda represents a complete rethinking of light jet design, delivering performance and efficiency that larger, more expensive jets struggle to match. The HondaJet Elite S measures 42 feet 8 inches long with a unique over-the-wing engine configuration that sets it apart from every other jet in the sky. The cabin stands 4 feet 8 inches tall and 5 feet 1 inch wide, dimensions that create a surprisingly spacious environment for up to 7 passengers despite the aircraft's compact exterior. Honda's innovative design delivers remarkable performance numbers. The Elite S can fly 1,621 miles non-stop, enabling routes like Los Angeles to Denver, New York to Miami, or London to Rome. Maximum cruise speed reaches 486 miles per hour, making this one of the fastest jets in its category. What makes the Honda Jet Elite S truly special is its combination of speed, efficiency, and accessibility. Operating costs are significantly lower than traditional jets, while performance often exceeds aircraft costing 2 or 3 times more. The unique design attracts attention wherever it lands, and the Honda reliability factor provides confidence that's hard to find elsewhere in aviation. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of ultimate luxury, a like and a subscription would mean the world. And for those who dream of flying in the world of alt style, click right here to watch our video on the 5 best mid-size private jets. See you in the skies! They're the 2 most advanced private jets on Earth, and both claim to be the fastest, farthest, and most luxurious. The Gulfstream G700 and Bombardier Global 8000 are in an all-out battle for the crown of private aviation. Today, we're comparing every inch, range, speed, cabin, tech, and price to find out which jet truly rules the skies. Cabin. Let's start where it matters most, the space where you'll actually spend your time. The Gulfstream G700 doesn't mess around when it comes to cabin real estate. We're talking about 57 feet of pure luxury, stretching from nose to tail, with a width of 8 feet 2 inches and a height of 6 feet 3 inches. That's enough room to stand up straight unless you're playing professional basketball, and wide enough that you won't be bumping elbows with your fellow passengers. But here's where things get interesting. The Global 8000 takes a different approach. At 54 feet 9 inches long, it's slightly shorter than the G700, but Bombardier compensated with smart engineering. The width comes in at 8 feet and the height matches the Gulfstream at 6 feet 3 inches. What the Global 8000 lacks in raw length, it makes up for in intelligent space utilization. The G700 can accommodate up to 19 passengers in its most dense configuration, though most owners opt for something closer to 10 to 13 passengers in a more comfortable layout. You get up to 5 separate living areas, including a dedicated crew rest area that keeps your pilots fresh for those ultra-long hauls. The windows are massive, 20 oval windows that are 28% larger than the previous generation, flooding the cabin with natural light. Meanwhile, the Global 8000 focuses on what Bombardier calls purposeful luxury. The cabin typically seats 8 to 19 passengers depending on configuration, but where it really shines is in the 4 distinct living spaces that can be customized to your exact needs. Want a full bedroom with a permanent bed? Done. Need a conference room that rivals your corner office? They've got you covered. Both aircraft feature state-of-the-art air management systems, but the G700's cabin altitude stays at just 4,100 feet when cruising at 45,000 feet. That's lower than Denver, which means less fatigue and better sleep quality. The Global 8000 counters with its own advanced system that maintains cabin altitude at just 4,500 feet. Stick around until the end to see which one of these jets holds a world record that might surprise you, and why one manufacturer had to completely redesign their wing to make their vision work. Cockpit. Now let's talk about the nerve center of these flying palaces. The G700 cockpit represents Gulfstream's latest evolution in flight deck technology. The Symmetry flight deck features 10-inch touchscreen displays that control everything from flight management to cabin systems. The active control side sticks provide haptic feedback. You can actually feel what the aircraft is doing through the controls, which creates an incredibly intuitive flying experience. But here's what sets the G700 apart: the enhanced flight vision system and synthetic vision primary flight display. This isn't just about seeing better in bad weather, it's about seeing things that aren't even visible to the naked eye. The system can highlight runways, terrain, and obstacles in conditions where traditional visual flight would be impossible. The Global 8000 takes a different philosophical approach with its Vision Flight Deck. The system emphasizes simplicity and efficiency, with 4 large displays and intuitive touch controls. What's particularly impressive is the fly-by-wire flight controls. The Global 8000 is one of the first business jets to implement true fly-by-wire technology across all flight control surfaces. This means the aircraft is constantly making micro-adjustments to optimize performance, reduce pilot workload, and enhance safety. The flight envelope protection prevents pilots from inadvertently exceeding the aircraft's operating limits, which is particularly valuable during challenging weather conditions or emergency situations. Both cockpits feature synthetic vision technology, but the Global 8000 system goes a step further with what Bombardier calls enhanced vision system. This combines infrared imagery with synthetic vision to create an incredibly detailed picture of the world outside, even in complete darkness or heavy weather. Engine and performance. Here's where these two aircraft really start to separate themselves from the pack. The G700 is powered by 2 Rolls-Royce Pearl 700 engines, each producing 18,250 pounds of thrust. These aren't just powerful, they're incredibly efficient, incorporating advanced materials and design elements borrowed from Rolls-Royce's latest commercial aviation engines. The result? A maximum operating altitude of 51,000 feet and a maximum speed of Mach 0.925. Which translates to roughly 710 miles per hour. But speed is just part of the equation. The G700's range is where it really flexes, 7,500 nautical miles. That's enough to fly from New York to Tokyo non-stop or London to Singapore without breaking a sweat. The Global 8000 counters with General Electric Passport engines, each delivering 18,920 pounds of thrust. That extra power translates into impressive performance numbers, a maximum operating altitude of 51,000 feet, matching the G700, but with a slightly higher maximum speed of Mach 0.94, roughly 720 miles per hour. Where the Global 8000 really shines is range. We're talking about 7,900 nautical miles. 400 more than the G700. This might not sound like much, but it opens up route possibilities that simply aren't available with other aircraft. Think Los Angeles to Sydney or New York to Hong Kong, all in a single hop. But let's talk about what these numbers mean in the real world. Both aircraft cruise comfortably at Mach 0.85 to 0.9, which puts them among the fastest civilian aircraft in the sky. At these speeds, you're covering roughly 10 miles per minute. Costs. Now, for the moment of truth, what does it actually cost to own one of these flying masterpieces? The G700 carries a list price of approximately $78 million. But here's the reality. Nobody pays list price. Depending on customization, completion center choices, and current market conditions, expect to invest somewhere between $75 million and $90 million for a fully equipped aircraft. The Global 8000 commands an even higher premium, with a list price starting around $82 million. With typical customizations and options, you're looking at a final price tag that can easily exceed $90 million and push toward $100 million for the most elaborate configurations. But let's be honest, if you're shopping in this category, the purchase price is just the beginning. Annual operating costs run approximately $4 million to $5 million per year for either aircraft, depending on utilization. That includes crew salaries, insurance, maintenance, hangar fees, and fuel. For those who prefer to charter rather than own, expect to pay between $12,000 and $15,000 per flight hour for a G700, while the Global 8000 commands slightly higher rates, typically $15,000 to $18,000 per hour. These rates can fluctuate significantly based on routing, seasonal demand, and availability. And here's that world record I promised. The Global 8000 currently holds the record for the longest flight ever completed by a purpose-built business jet, covering 8,238 nautical miles non-stop. That flight demonstrated capabilities that push the boundaries of what's possible in private aviation, proving that when engineering meets unlimited budgets, the results can be absolutely extraordinary. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of ultimate luxury, a like and a subscription would mean the world. And for those who dream of flying into the dial, click right here to watch our video on the top 5 private jets for transcontinental flights. See you in the skies. It was built to challenge the best, with a carbon fiber fuselage, coast-to-coast range, and a cabin designed for pure comfort. This is the $4.5 million Hawker 4000, a super mid-sized jet that flew under the radar but delivered big. Today, we're stepping inside to see what it offers and why it might be one of the smartest buys in private aviation. Cabin. Step inside the Hawker 4000, and the first thing that hits you isn't what you see, it's what you don't hear. This cabin is engineered for silence, with noise levels that barely register above a whisper. We're talking about one of the quietest cabins in its class, thanks to advanced insulation and strategic engine placement. The cabin itself stretches 21 feet and 2 inches in length, giving you serious room to move around. With a width of 6 feet and a height of 5 feet and 11 inches, even taller passengers can stand comfortably without that claustrophobic feeling you get in smaller jets. This isn't just about numbers on paper. This translates to real comfort when you're spending hours in the air. The standard configuration seats 8 passengers in a Club 4 arrangement. But here's where things get interesting. The Hawker 4000 offers incredible flexibility in seating arrangements. You can opt for everything from conference-style layouts to sleeping configurations that actually let you get real rest on long flights. The seats themselves aren't just comfortable, they're engineered for extended use, with memory foam cushioning and full recline capabilities. But let's talk about the real game changers in this cabin. The windows are 30% larger than what you'd find on competing aircraft, flooding the interior with natural light and giving you those Instagram-worthy views at altitude. The cabin altitude is pressurized to just 6,000 feet when you're cruising at maximum altitude, which means you'll arrive feeling refreshed instead of drained. The galley might be compact, but it's efficiently designed with everything you need for serious meal preparation. Full-size coffee maker, ice drawer, and storage for both hot and cold items. This isn't airline food territory, this is real meal service at 40,000 feet. Stick around until the end to see the one feature that sets this jet apart from everything else in its price range, something that even jets costing twice as much don't always offer. Cockpit. The flight deck of the Hawker 4000 showcases the Collins ProLine 21 avionics suite, which was cutting-edge technology when this aircraft was in production. We're talking about full-glass cockpit displays that give pilots unprecedented situational awareness and reduce workload significantly. The primary flight displays feature 14-inch screens that present all critical flight information in an intuitive layout. Weather radar, terrain awareness, and traffic collision avoidance systems are all integrated seamlessly. This isn't just about having cool technology. This suite actively makes flying safer and more efficient. What really sets the cockpit apart is the level of automation built into the systems. The flight management system can handle everything from takeoff to landing approaches, with pilots able to program complex routing changes on the fly. The autopilot system is incredibly sophisticated, capable of maintaining precise altitude and heading control even in challenging weather conditions. Redundancy is built into every critical system. If one component fails, backup systems automatically engage without any pilot intervention required. This level of safety engineering is what you expect when you're paying for a premium aircraft. The cockpit layout itself is ergonomically designed for single pilot operation, though the aircraft is typically flown with 2 pilots for commercial operations. All controls are within easy reach, and the visibility from both pilot seats is exceptional, with large windows providing clear views during ground operations and flight. Engine and performance. Here's where the Hawker 4000 really shows its teeth. Power comes from two Pratt & Whitney Canada PW308A engines, each producing 3,090 pounds of thrust. These aren't just powerful. They're incredibly efficient and reliable engines that have proven themselves across thousands of flight hours. Maximum cruise speed hits 452 knots. That's about 520 miles per hour for those keeping track in standard measurements. But here's what's really impressive. This jet can maintain cruise speeds of over 400 knots while burning fuel at rates that make accountants happy. Range is where the Hawker 4000 truly shines. With full fuel, this aircraft can cover 2,500 nautical miles without stopping. In practical terms, that means you can fly non-stop from New York to Los Angeles, or from London to Moscow. Very few mid-sized jets offer this kind of range capability. The service ceiling reaches 45,000 feet, putting you above most commercial traffic and weather systems. This translates to smoother flights and more direct routing, which saves time and fuel. Time to climb performance is equally impressive, reaching 41,000 feet in just 22 minutes. But performance numbers only tell part of the story. The flight experience in the Hawker 4000 is remarkably smooth, thanks to advanced wing design and powerful engines that maintain performance even in challenging conditions. Turbulence that would shake other aircraft barely registers in this jet. Costs. Let's talk money, because that's ultimately what determines whether this aircraft makes sense for your mission. The original list price for a new Hawker 4000 was approximately $4.5 million, though well-equipped examples often exceeded $5 million with popular options. Today's pre-owned market tells a different story. Depending on age, condition, and equipment, you're looking at anywhere from $1.8 million to $3.2 million for a good example. The wide price range reflects differences in maintenance history, avionics updates, and overall condition. But purchase price is just the beginning of your investment. Annual operating costs for the Hawker 4000 typically range from $800,000 to $1.2 million, depending on utilization. This includes crew salaries, insurance, maintenance, hangar costs, and fuel. For an aircraft in this class, these numbers are quite reasonable. Charter costs vary significantly by region and operator, but you can expect to pay between $3,000 and $4,500 per hour for Hawker 4000 charter. That might sound expensive until you compare it to airline first-class tickets for multiple passengers, especially when you factor in time savings and schedule flexibility. Here's that special feature I promised earlier. The Hawker 4000 was one of the first mid-sized jets to offer a completely flat floor throughout the cabin. While this might not sound revolutionary, it makes an enormous difference in passenger comfort and cabin utility. You can walk the entire length of the cabin without stepping up or down, and the flat floor allows for more flexible seating configurations than aircraft with traditional cabin steps. This engineering achievement required completely redesigning the aircraft's structure, but the result is a cabin that feels more spacious and functional than the dimensions would suggest. Click right here to watch our video on 10 private jets under $5 million. It's fast, sleek, and packed with tech. And it's the best-selling private jet in the world for a reason. This is the $10 million Embraer Phenom 300E, a jet trusted by CEOs, charter companies, and first-time owners alike. Today, we're stepping inside to see what makes it so popular and why it might be the smartest buy in private aviation. Cabin. Step inside the Phenom 300E, and the first thing that hits you is space. Lots of it. We're talking about a cabin that stretches 17 feet and 2 inches from nose to tail, giving you more room to move around than most New York apartments. The width measures 4 feet and 11 inches across, which means you can actually walk down the aisle without doing that awkward airplane shuffle. And with a height of 4 feet and 11 inches, anyone under 6 feet can stand completely upright without ducking. But raw dimensions only tell half the story. What makes this cabin special is how Embraer uses every single inch. The standard configuration seats up to 11 passengers, but the real magic happens in the executive layouts. Picture this: 4 captain's chairs that swivel, recline, and track forward and back, all upholstered in hand-selected leather that probably costs more than most people's cars. These aren't airline seats with fancy covers. These are pieces of furniture that happen to be bolted into an aircraft. The cabin windows deserve their own spotlight. We're talking about the largest windows in the light jet class, each one measuring 20 inches tall by 14 inches wide. That's 50% larger than the competition, which means when you're cruising over the Rocky Mountains or the Manhattan skyline, you're getting a view that makes every passenger feel like they have a window seat. Storage is where the Phenom 300e really flexes. The cabin features 67 cubic feet of interior storage, which translates to enough space for everyone's luggage plus room for golf clubs, skis, or whatever toys successful people travel with. There's also an external baggage compartment with 84 cubic feet of space, meaning you're not choosing between passengers and cargo. The cabin technology package reads like something out of a science fiction movie. Every seat gets its own LED reading light, power outlets, and USB ports. The cabin management system lets passengers control lighting, temperature, and entertainment from their smartphones. The sound system pumps crystal clear audio through strategically placed speakers, while the cabin pressure system keeps you feeling fresh even on long flights by maintaining a cabin altitude of just 6,000 feet when cruising at 45,000. Cockpit. Slide into the cockpit of the Phenom 300e and you're entering one of the most advanced flight decks in aviation. The Prodigy Touch Flight Deck, powered by Garmin, transforms flying from a technical challenge into an intuitive experience. We're talking about 4 high-resolution touchscreen displays that make controlling this aircraft feel more like operating a luxury car than flying a jet. The primary flight displays measure 12 inches diagonally and deliver information with stunning clarity. Every piece of data a pilot needs, altitude, airspeed, heading, navigation, weather radar, terrain warnings, appears exactly where it should, when it should. The touchscreen interface eliminates the need for hundreds of traditional switches and knobs, replacing them with intuitive menus that respond instantly to pilot commands. But here's where it gets really impressive: the automatic emergency descent system. If cabin pressure drops unexpectedly, this system takes over without pilot input, automatically descending the aircraft to a safe altitude and navigating to the nearest suitable airport. It's like having a co-pilot that never gets tired, never gets distracted, and never makes mistakes. The synthetic vision technology deserves special mention. This system creates a 3-dimensional view of terrain, obstacles, and runways, even in zero visibility conditions. Pilots can literally see through clouds, fog, and darkness using this technology. Combined with enhanced flight vision systems that use infrared sensors, the Phenom 300e can operate safely in weather conditions that would ground other aircraft. Weather radar coverage extends out to 320 nautical miles, giving pilots plenty of advance warning about storms, turbulence, and other weather hazards. The system automatically scans for threats and highlights dangerous areas in vivid colors, making weather avoidance as simple as steering around the red zones on the display. Stick around until the end to discover the hidden costs that most Phenom 300e owners never see coming. Plus the secret upgrade that transforms this already impressive jet into something truly extraordinary. Engine and performance. Under the sleek exterior of the Phenom 300e beats the heart of performance: 2 Pratt & Whitney Canada PW535E engines. These power plants don't just move the aircraft, they launch it. Each engine produces 3,047 pounds of thrust, giving this jet a thrust-to-weight ratio that puts it in the same league as aircraft costing twice as much. The numbers tell the story of serious performance. Maximum cruise speed hits 526 miles per hour at 45,000 feet, making this one of the fastest jets in its class. But speed without range is just showing off. The Phenom 300e delivers both. With 4 passengers aboard, this jet can fly 2,018 nautical miles non-stop. That means nonstop flights from New York to Denver, Los Angeles to Chicago, or Miami to Boston without breaking a sweat. What really impresses aviation enthusiasts is the service ceiling of 45,000 feet. This isn't just about bragging rights. Flying at this altitude means staying above most weather, reducing turbulence, and shortening flight times by taking advantage of jet streams. Most light jets top out at 41,000 feet, but the Phenom 300E climbs higher, literally rising above the competition. The takeoff and landing performance opens up airports that other jets simply can't access. The Phenom 300E needs just 3,599 feet of runway for takeoff and 2,560 feet for landing. This performance unlocks access to over 5,000 airports worldwide, including challenging destinations like Aspen, Colorado, and Teterboro, New Jersey. Price. Let's talk numbers, the kind that matter when you're writing checks with multiple zeros. The base price of a new Embraer Phenom 300E starts at approximately $10.2 million. But that's just the entry ticket to the club. By the time most buyers finish customizing their aircraft with premium interiors, advanced avionics options, and personalized features, the final price typically lands between $11 and $13 million. But ownership costs extend far beyond the initial purchase price. Annual operating expenses for a Phenom 300E typically run between $1.8 and $2.2 million per year, assuming 250 flight hours annually. This includes fuel, insurance, maintenance, pilot salaries, hangar fees, and regulatory compliance costs. For those not ready to commit to ownership, charter rates for the Phenom 300E typically range from $4,500 to $6,000 per flight hour, depending on location, season, and availability. Peak travel times like holidays and major events can push rates even higher, sometimes reaching $7,000 per hour or more. The hidden costs that catch many new owners off guard include positioning flights when the aircraft isn't where you need it, international handling fees that can reach thousands of dollars per trip, and upgrade costs for aging avionics systems. Embraer regularly releases software updates and hardware improvements, and staying current with these advances can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars over the aircraft's lifetime. But for those who can afford the investment, the Phenom 300E delivers an ownership experience that justifies every dollar. This isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about arriving refreshed, on your schedule, with your privacy intact and your productivity maximized. In a world where time is the ultimate currency, the Phenom 300E doesn't just buy you transportation, it buys you back the most precious commodity of all. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of ultimate luxury, a like and a subscription would mean the world. And for those who dream of flying into the style, click right here to watch our video on the 5 best mid-size private jets. It flies over 6,000 miles non-stop, has a cabin the size of a New York apartment, and a price tag of $40 million. This is the Bombardier Global 6000, a long-range private jet built for billionaires, world leaders, and anyone who demands first-class comfort at 45,000 feet. Today, we're stepping inside to see what makes it one of the most iconic jets in the sky. Cabin. Let's start where you'll be spending most of your time. The cabin. The Global 6000 doesn't mess around when it comes to space. We're talking about a cabin that's 43 feet and 4 inches long, 8 feet and 2 inches wide, and 6 feet and 2 inches high. To put that in perspective, that's more interior volume than you'll find in most luxury RVs, except you're traveling at nearly 600 miles per hour at cruising altitude. The standard configuration seats up to 13 passengers. But here's where things get interesting. This isn't about cramming as many seats as possible into the space. The Global 6000 is designed around the concept of distinct living areas. You've got a forward lounge area that typically features 4 seats arranged in a club configuration, perfect for meetings or conversation. Moving aft, there's usually a dining area with a 4-person table. And beyond that, you'll find what Bombardier calls the principal suite. This principal suite is where the Global 6000 really shows off. We're talking about a private bedroom with a full-sized bed, not some fold-down contraption you'd find in lesser jets. The bed is a proper queen-size mattress, and the entire suite can be closed off from the rest of the cabin for complete privacy. Adjacent to the bedroom, there's a full bathroom, and when I say full, I mean it includes a stand-up shower. Not a cramped little cubicle, but an actual shower where a 6-foot-tall person can comfortably wash without doing yoga poses. The cabin windows deserve their own mention. These aren't the tiny portholes you'll find on commercial flights. The Global 6000 features 28 large windows that flood the interior with natural light. Each window measures 19 inches by 14 inches, giving you panoramic views of whatever continent you happen to be flying over. But what really sets this cabin apart is the attention to detail. The interior can be customized with premium materials like hand-stitched leather, exotic wood veneers, and even precious metal accents. The lighting system uses LED technology that can be adjusted to match different time zones, helping to combat jet lag on those long international flights. The cabin altitude is maintained at a maximum of 7,000 feet even when you're cruising at 43,000 feet, which means you'll arrive feeling more refreshed than you would on a commercial flight. Cockpit. Moving forward to the cockpit, this is where Bombardier's engineering expertise really shines. The Global 6000 features what they call the Bombardier Vision Flight Deck, built around the Rockwell Collins ProLine Fusion Avionics suite. For those of us who aren't pilots, this basically means the cockpit is packed with the most advanced technology available in business aviation. The flight deck features 4 large LCD displays that provide pilots with all the information they need in an intuitive layout. The primary flight displays show crucial flight information like altitude, speed, and heading, while the multifunction displays handle everything from weather radar to engine parameters. What's particularly impressive is the synthetic vision technology, which creates a 3-dimensional representation of the terrain ahead, even in low visibility conditions. The cockpit also includes an enhanced flight vision system, which uses infrared cameras to provide pilots with a clear view of the runway and surrounding area during night operations, or in challenging weather conditions. This isn't just about luxury. These systems significantly enhance safety, especially when you're flying into airports that might not have the most sophisticated approach equipment. One feature that sets the Global 6000 apart is its ability to operate from shorter runways. While many large cabin jets require long, well-maintained runways at major airports, the Global 6000 can handle runways as short as 5,900 feet. This opens up access to smaller airports that might be closer to your final destination, saving time on ground transportation. Stick around until the end to see some mind-blowing facts about what this jet can carry and some surprising celebrity owners that will shock you. Engine and performance. Under the hood, or should I say under the wing, the Global 6000 is powered by 2 Rolls-Royce BR 710A 2-20 engines. Each engine produces 9,040 pounds of thrust, giving this beast the power to climb rapidly and maintain impressive cruise speeds even at maximum weight. The performance numbers are where the Global 6000 really starts to justify its price tag. Maximum cruise speed is 590 miles per hour, though the long-range cruise speed of 528 miles per hour is what you'll typically see on longer flights to maximize range. Speaking of range, this aircraft can fly 5,900 nautical miles non-stop. To put that in real-world terms, you can fly from New York to London, then continue on to Dubai without stopping for fuel. But it's not just about speed and range. It's about how this aircraft performs in real-world conditions. The Global 6000 has a maximum certified altitude of 51,000 feet, which puts it above most commercial traffic and weather systems. This means smoother flights and more direct routing, which translates to time savings even beyond the impressive cruise speed. The takeoff distance at maximum takeoff weight is 6,476 feet, while landing distance is 2,770 feet. These numbers mean the Global 6000 can access a wide variety of airports while still carrying a full fuel load and maximum passengers. The fuel capacity of 48,700 pounds means you're not just limited to short hops between cities. This is an aircraft designed for intercontinental travel, and the fuel efficiency means you can make those long flights without breaking the bank on fuel costs. Well, relatively speaking, for a $40 million aircraft. Costs? Let's talk numbers, because when you're shopping in the ultra-luxury private jet market, price is always a consideration. The list price for a new Bombardier Global 6000 is approximately $40 million, though the final price can vary significantly based on customization options. And when I say customization, I'm talking about everything from custom paint schemes that can add hundreds of thousands to the price, to interior designs that rival the world's most expensive yachts. But here's the thing about buying a $40 million aircraft. The purchase price is just the beginning. Annual operating costs typically run between $3 and $4 million, depending on how much you fly. This includes everything from pilot salaries and training to maintenance, insurance, and hangar fees. Fuel costs alone can run several $1,000s per flight hour, so those quick trips to Aspen or the Hamptons add up quickly. For those who don't want to commit to ownership, charter rates for the Global 6000 typically range from $8,000 to $12,000 per flight hour. That might sound expensive until you consider that you're getting access to an aircraft that can fly non-stop from Los Angeles to London, while providing amenities that rival a luxury hotel suite. The Global 6000 also holds its value remarkably well compared to other business jets. While most aircraft depreciate rapidly, well-maintained Global 6000s retain a significant portion of their value, making them not just a luxury purchase, but potentially a smart investment for those who fly frequently enough to justify the costs. And now for those shocking facts I promised. This jet can actually carry up to 4,000 pounds of luggage in its cargo hold, equivalent to about 20 large suitcases, and among its celebrity owners are several A-list actors who use it to commute between movie sets worldwide, treating it like their personal flying office and bedroom combined. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of ultimate luxury, a like and a subscription would mean the world. And for those who dream of flying in style, click right here to watch our video on 7 private jets under $40 million. The Pilatus PC-24 looks like a jet built for freedom. Short runways, fast cruising speeds, and luxury interiors. But behind the performance lies the real question. How much does it actually cost to own? From maintenance and insurance to pilots, hangars, and hourly fuel burn, this is what owning a PC-24 really takes in 2025. Cabin. Let's start where you'll be spending most of your time. The cabin. The PC-24's cabin measures 14 feet and 4 inches in length, giving you more room than most light jets can dream of. With a width of 5 feet and 1 inch and a height of 4 feet and 9 inches, you're not going to be bumping your head every time you stand up, unless you're exceptionally tall. But dimensions are just numbers on paper until you step inside. The cabin volume of 501 cubic feet translates to real-world comfort that puts many larger aircraft to shame. You can configure this space for up to 11 passengers, though 8 is the sweet spot for comfort. The standard layout typically features 4 individual seats in a club configuration, with an optional 3-seat divan opposite the entry door. The seats themselves deserve special mention. These aren't your typical airline-style torture devices. We're talking about fully adjustable, leather-appointed seats that can swivel, track, and recline. Each passenger gets their own window, and those windows are 30% larger than what you'll find on competing aircraft. Natural light floods the cabin, making even transcontinental flights feel less claustrophobic. Storage is where the PC-24 really flexes its muscles. The baggage compartment holds 61 cubic feet of gear. That's enough space for golf clubs, skis, and enough luggage for a week-long European adventure. But here's the kicker. You can access this storage area both from inside the cabin and from the outside. No more hoping the ground crew doesn't damage your expensive equipment. The cabin technology keeps you connected at 41,000 feet, high-speed internet, multiple charging ports, and a cabin management system that controls everything from lighting to temperature, ensure you stay productive or entertained throughout your journey. The noise levels are impressively low for a turboprop, measuring just 68 decibels at cruise. That's quieter than many jets. Cockpit. The cockpit of the PC-24 is where Pilatus really shows off their aviation pedigree. The Advanced Cockpit Environment, or ACE as they call it, features the latest Honeywell Primus Apex avionics suite. This isn't just fancy technology for the sake of it. This system reduces pilot workload while enhancing safety margins. The primary flight displays are crystal clear, with synthetic vision technology that essentially gives pilots X-ray vision through clouds and weather. The system displays a three-dimensional representation of terrain, obstacles, and runways, making approaches to challenging airports significantly safer. Weather radar integration means your pilots can see and avoid turbulence before you even know it's there. One of the most impressive cockpit features is the automatic emergency descent system. If cabin pressure is lost at altitude, the aircraft will automatically descend to a safe altitude and notify air traffic control, all without pilot intervention. It's like having a co-pilot that never gets tired or distracted. The flight planning system deserves special recognition. Pilots can plan routes, calculate fuel requirements, and even account for performance on unpaved runways. Because remember, this aircraft is designed to land where others fear to tread. The system includes a comprehensive database of airports worldwide, including thousands of unpaved strips that open up destinations impossible for conventional business jets. Stick around until the end to see the one hidden cost that catches almost every new PC-24 owner off guard. It's not what you think, and it could add hundreds of thousands to your annual operating budget. Engine and performance. Under the hood, or should I say under the wing, the PC-24 packs two Pratt & Whitney PT6A8C engines. Each engine produces 1,200 shaft horsepower, giving this aircraft the power to climb directly to its maximum altitude of 45,000 feet in just 24 minutes. The performance numbers are where things get really interesting. Maximum cruise speed hits 440 miles per hour, while long-range cruise settles at a still respectable 360 miles per hour. But here's where the PC-24 separates itself from every other business aircraft. It needs just 2,425 feet of runway to take off, and only 2,550 feet to land. Those numbers mean you can access over 21,000 airports worldwide. That's more than double what most business jets can handle. Grass strips in Nantucket? No problem. Gravel runway in Alaska? The PC-24 doesn't even break a sweat. This capability opens up destinations that would require commercial flights, plus long car rides in any other aircraft. Range is equally impressive at 1,940 miles with maximum payload. That connects city pairs like New York to Denver, London to Moscow, or Los Angeles to Chicago without breaking a sweat. With reduced payload, you can stretch that range to over 2,000 miles. The aircraft's certified service ceiling of 45,000 feet puts you above most airline traffic and weather. Combined with the speed, this means you're not just getting turboprop operating costs, you're getting jet-like flight times and comfort. Costs. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the financial reality of PC-24 ownership. The baseline price for a new PC-24 starts at approximately $10.7 million. But that's just the entry ticket to the party. A well-equipped aircraft with typical business features, leather interior, advanced avionics options, and premium paint will push you closer to $12 million. Want the full luxury treatment with custom interior design, special exterior schemes, and every available option? You're looking at $13 to $14 million before you even start the engines. But purchase price is just the beginning of your financial journey. Annual operating costs typically run between $1,200,000 and $1,500,000, depending on flight hours. This includes insurance, maintenance, hangar fees, crew costs, and fuel. Let's break that down further. Insurance runs approximately $50,000 to $70,000 annually. Scheduled maintenance costs average around $300,000 per year. Fuel costs depend entirely on usage, but budget roughly $400 per flight hour for fuel alone. For charter operations, expect to pay between $4,000 and $5,500 per flight hour, plus positioning costs if the aircraft needs to travel to your departure point. Here's that hidden cost I mentioned earlier: training and certification. Unlike jets that might require annual recurrent training, the PC-24's unique capabilities mean pilots need specialized training for unpaved runway operations, high-altitude airports, and emergency procedures specific to turboprop operations. Initial type rating training runs approximately $75,000 per pilot, with annual recurrent training adding another $15,000 to $20,000 per pilot. Despite these costs, the PC-24 represents exceptional value in the business aviation world. You're getting jet-like performance and luxury with turboprop operating costs and unprecedented airport access. For owners who value flexibility and capability over pure speed, the economics make compelling sense. The resale market remains strong, with used PC-24s holding their value better than most aircraft in their class. This isn't surprising given the limited production numbers and unique capabilities that no other aircraft can match. When you factor in the destinations you can reach, the operating cost savings compared to jets, and the sheer capability of this aircraft, the PC-24 isn't just an airplane. It's a ticket to places and experiences that simply aren't possible with any other business aircraft on the market today. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of ultimate luxury, a like and a subscription would mean today the world. And for those who dream of flying in style, click right here to watch our video on the real cost of owning a Gulfstream G4.